I am so pleased to be with all of you today. I'm excited to testify on behalf of my bill, the Environmental Justice and Recreation Permitting Act. As you all have said, Secretary Holland introduced this bill last term, and I'm thrilled to have such a great partner to help implement it now. You all know public lands belong equally to all of us. Regardless of where we live or how much money we have, our national parks and forests were designed to give everyone the opportunity to experience the beautiful natural wonders of our country. For people who live in the environmental justice communities, like those in my district, in the 13th district, they are typically low income, predominantly of color. Our federal lands for recreation often feel like a million miles away. They instead are subjected to, negative amount of pollution and an exorbitant amount. I have one of the most polluted zip codes in the state of Michigan, and it causes a number of negative health impacts. So when we are living in environmental justice communities with polluted air and water, what some of my residents, my neighbors call, in some communities, sacrifice zones, you're not likely to feel any connection to the environment through our beautiful, pristine public lands. But groups across the country like Outdoor Afro are fighting to change that and making outdoor recreation, our nature, and conservation accessible to everyone, especially those that haven't had the opportunity. In Detroit, we are so fortunate, Chairman, to have the National Wildlife Federation's Detroit Leadership and Environmental Education Program, or what we call LEAP, I believe. This program connects Detroit students to the environment through a project-based outdoor environmental curriculum that is cultivating a new generation of conservation leaders in the environmental justice communities. It is the very first year. With all challenges of COVID pandemic, 32 students and their family members went on more than 40 hikes and nature excursions all across Michigan, from visiting the incredible Sleeping Bear Dunes in northern Michigan to producing 10 gallons of maple syrup in Detroit's Rouge Park. The effects these experiences have had on our Detroit's youth are immeasurable. One student said, quote, "I've always been afraid to go in forest, but now I love hiking. Me and my grandmother go hiking together on the weekends." Another student trying kayaking for the first time said, quote, "I didn't know I would be so good at this." These are experiences that will be remembered a lifetime and passed on to children after children, so generations to come. And so this is why I'm so excited to be talking to all of you today and asking colleagues to please support the Environmental Justice and Recreation Permitting Act. While these groups are doing incredible work, the federal government can do much more to facilitate these connections between our environmental justice communities and public lands. My bill will require Secretaries of Interior and Agriculture to complete a report studying the use of special recreation permits by communities like mine, the environmental justice communities. They have to identify barriers and best practices and make recommendations for federal action to increase public land recreation access. So facilitating connections between our communities and public lands is just the beginning of winning our fight for truly having environmental justice for our residents. The 13th district, which I lovingly call 13 District Strong, and so many other communities across the country like it, not only deserve the ability to experience and enjoy clean air in our lands all across the country, but also to have their children grow up knowing what fresh air actually feels like in their own backyards. These are not new problems, y'all. For generations, millions of Americans, mostly Black and Brown, Indigenous communities, have grown up believing, like I did, that the smell of sulfur dioxide is normal, or that the smog-filled skies are like everyone else's. No one, Chairman, deserves to live under the environmental conditions simply because of where they were born. So again, no one deserves to have their lifespan cut short by decades because of what zip code they were born in. As a Congress, we must do more to help our communities. And I thank my colleague, Chairman Magoo's, for holding this hearing today. And I look forward to working with all of you to further infuse environmental justice for everyone and to everything that our federal government does. Thank you.